Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Midgard Golf. And we're back out here today at Heritage at Eagle Bend, or Heritage Eagle Bend, I should say. There is no "at" in there. I don't know why I always screw that up on this course, but whatever. Anyway, out here in Aurora, Colorado, kind of a suburb of Denver here. So I've actually got my stepdad out here playing with me today, Tim. So we're doing a little 2-ball scramble, kind of taking it easy, playing from the whites since my back is still on the fritz, trying to recover or regain full form, I should say, and I'm hitting the ball a little light distance-wise, so giving myself a little reprieve, kind of knowing my capabilities at the moment. So anyway, we're just going to have a nice relaxing day and see what we can do tearing this course up from the whites. So, and if you're not subscribed to the channel yet, as I'm recording this, we only need 10 more subscribers until I'm giving away another hat. And that hat will be a branded Bills hat this time. That was the last batch that I got, and they are beautiful, let me tell you. So, anyway, only 200 of you will be in the running for that. And, of course, I'm going to do a video where I'll say, put something in the comments and be subscribed in order to get in the drawing. So, you've got a pretty good shot of actually winning the hat, I'd say. But either way, anyway, yeah, smash that subscribe button if you're liking this content. So this first hole here, pretty chill, pretty straightforward, slight dogleg left, 302-yard par 4. Not a whole lot to worry about outside of the bunker trouble. You definitely don't want to snap one left or you'll be in that native fescue. You've got a healthy amount of distance that you can miss out to the right, so that's where I'm saying is the good miss. And if you do miss out to the right, then you'll be on the high side of the fairway to attack that green at more of a level altitude, or elevation, I should say, however you want to look at it. Anyway, so my advice, grab driver, hit a shot that you can play out to that right side there of the fairway, and give it a rip. Let's check it out. All right, ladies and gents, and here we are off to the second hole. So right off the bat, here's kicking it off with a par 5. You gotta love that. I kind of like it when it's the second hole and not the first hole. When it's the first hole, I feel like you're just, gives you the opportunity to screw up a shot and kind of get out with a par, something like that. But yeah, when it's the second or beyond that, it's like, okay, now you gotta kind of early attack hole, right? Where you should have worked out the first hole jitters, and now you're getting on there for a birdie attempt. And yeah, I like that configuration. So anyway, yep, par 5 here. We're playing it at 495, tips out at 568. But yeah, just a pretty chill hole here. not a lot to worry about. You got some bunker trouble, and the hole kind of goes down into the left and then kind of shoots back up into the right thereafter. And you've got like some guardian hills on down the middle of the fairway there, where if you get right up against them, your second shot, albeit close enough to get on the green into, no doubt, will be a blind one. So you've got that to consider as well. So, I mean, it's a par 5. There's not a whole lot to worry about. Don't snap it left. Yeah, you've got a little bit of reprieve to the right, so I'm saying that's probably the better side miss. If you can pipe one with a slight baby draw, that'll be a real good line there to kind of set you into a speed slot in order to get you a little bonus distance on down there. Put you in a good position to try to get on into. So, driver in hand, let's give it a rip and see what we can do. Alright, so there's Tim's ball there. Perfect. Yeah, my ball was just next to this tree over here. I just picked it up. But yeah, that's what we got left for Eagle. Right there. Hard to beat that. Yeah. From back there, no way.
I'm trying to see the divot.
You probably landed short and rolled up. Yeah. All right, ladies and gents, and here we are off to the third hole. And a par 5 followed up by, of course, a par 3. But today we're only playing it at 122 yards, but it tips out all the way to 176. So, yeah, and for the construct of the hole, it's actually kind of a tough shot at that yardage. You really don't want to miss to the right. Certainly not if you're going to miss short. You can miss barely short of the green, and that's about it. And over to the left, you got a little bit of sideboard support and a bunker to capture your ball if you're just barely short into the right. You definitely don't want to miss long either. So if I was you, I would take the club that you can comfortably hit that distance. And, and if you miss, then you tend to miss short with that club, something like that. Hopefully that's the case, and whack that one. And try to stick that number, and for the love of God, don't hit a fade, because you do not want to roll off into that hill and down into that gully there. Like snake trap down there. Not good business. But we're not thinking about any of that. It's a par 3. It's 122 yards, so we're just trying to stab this green. So let's give it a rip and see what we can do. All right, ladies and gents, and here we are heading off to the fourth hole. So, just a 319-yard par 4 as we're playing it today, tipping out at 394. First par 4 we've seen since the first hole. And it's the fourth hole, so yeah, that kind of marries up, doesn't it? But anyway, so this hole is sort of the first hole on the course that introduces you to some real trouble. You've got that nice big giant lake out there to the right that sort of starts halfway down the fairway and then crawls all the way up to that green. So a couple ways you could play this hole. If you're really going to try to bomb it, then obviously you have to stay left, right? You better be able to hit a draw or, fade it real pretty over that left line and then bring it back in, whatever you're going to do. But yeah, obviously you got to stay left. If you do go for the draw play here and you tend to get a little snappy on your draw, not a big deal. I mean, you've got a ton of sideboard support out there to the left of the cart path. So if you do happen to screw up like that, as long as you don't carry it too far up in the air over that hill, you're probably just going to be just fine. Just have kind of a weird lie for your shot on the green. But anyway, so yeah, definitely do that. Other way to play this hole, obviously, just lay up short of that water, and that will widen the fairway considerably for you. And if you can snuggle it right up close to that lake, then yeah, your shot on the green from there is really not going to be all that challenging yardage-wise. So yeah, that's a good play for it as well. Just kind of strategize the hole that way and take that water by the yardage pretty much out of play. So I've got the 4-iron in hand. I'm going for that layup shot just to, play it stress-free, nice and easy. Let's give it a rip and see what we can do. All right, ladies and gents, and here we are off to the fifth hole. Another par 4 for us here. Just a tad bit longer, 339 we've got for our yardage, tipping out at 415. So this hole narrows up a little bit for you now. All right, you've got a bunch of bunker trouble early and kind of mid-range for a nice driver landing area, I'd say, depending on what tee box you're playing. And then after that, you've got some more bunker trouble up there, green side as well. But, I mean, all in all, not a whole lot of stuff to worry about apart from the backyards that you will be in if you smash one really hard to the right, kind of, or the left. But the left is definitely safer on that front as well. So, but so far as the angle on the green is concerned, I'd probably actually say that the right side will offer you a little bit more flat ground than the left. Although if you do happen to miss left, then you'll have the high ground and give yourself a better chance for a nice high stabber. So kind of pick your poison on that front. But apart from that, just avoid those bunkers and yeah, smash one down there for whatever you can control fairly straight, I'd say, and you're going to be just fine. So let's give it a rip and see what we can do. All right, ladies and gents, and here we are heading off to the sixth hole. So just kind of a short par 5 here. We're playing it at only 460 yards, and it tips out only at 521. So you might be saying, well, shoot, that's a bit easy, isn't it? Yeah, well, it would be, save for the fact that this hole crawls uphill pretty much the entire way. So that 460 is probably playing more like 490, 400, or 490, 500, somewhere around there. And yeah, from the tips, probably around 560 is what I'd say. So yeah, most of the trouble on this hole lies on the left side here. Pretty much all the bunkers right up until you get up to the green. Once you do get up by the green, there's a bunker on the right as well. But yeah, and then you've got sideboard support on the right, just and a higher ground. I mean, pretty much everywhere you want to be on this hole off the tee box is on the right side. So I'd say miss to the right. Do yourself a favor. Get the high ground, get the clear ground, get the flat ground, yeah, the whole 9 yards. Apart from that, definitely gettable in 2. That's for sure. So, yep, if yeah, as long as you can put one up in that air, or even worm burn one out there and kind of hit a low bullet and get it to run over that fairway, as long as you stay out of those bunkers, middle and left, yeah, you're going to be just fine. And give yourself a nice attempt angle at getting on this green under regulation. So, let's give it a rip and see what we can do. All right, ladies and gents, and here we are heading off to the 7th hole and another par 3. I like how both of the par 5s are followed up by par 3s on this front 9. Pretty classic in that regard, I would say. So, just 138 yards to get up on this green, and it tips out at 178. And yeah, just not a whole lot to worry about on this par 3 here. I mean, there's no water, there's no real hazard. I mean, you've got sort of some native fescue off there to the right and then kind of far left. But, I mean, even at that, it's really not that bad. So stay out of the bunkers. You can miss short, you can miss long, you can miss left or right. Just try to hit that number. Swing free, man. And just, yeah, enjoy the hole and enjoy kind of the vast neighborhood view on yonder out in the distance there. That's kind of pretty in its own little way there. So, let's give it a rip. And playing downhill is probably only playing about 125, maybe slightly more than that, I would say. So I got the 56 degree in hand. Let's see if I can send it up and stab it on the front of this green where the pin happens to be. Let's check it out. All right, ladies and gents, here we are heading off to the 8th hole. Just a 342-yard par 4 as we're playing it today, tipping out at 409. So, yeah, not that bad, and pretty much all of those yards are downhill, so playing even less than that, I'd say. Yeah, just a pretty neat hole. I mean, straight away, you've got some bunkers all the way down there that are definitely gettable all the way down pretty much greenside. So, I mean, if you're a big hitter, you can get in those bunkers off the drive, that's for sure. But, I mean, you know, what are you looking at if you do? Okay, now your approach shot is a greenside bunker shot. Not that big of a deal, right? So, and if you get through them or between them or flat out over them and green it in one, hey, even more happy days. So, obviously, you've got some sideboard support off there to the right to kind of keep you away from the houses, and you got plenty of room to miss left. So, yeah, I mean, I'd say plenty of room to miss left if you're playing it over the right side. But then again, if you played over the right side and you failed to draw it in, then you've got that one fairway bunker over there as well. I mean, apart from that, there's so many ways you can play this hole. Just pick your favorite and execute, I would say. So, driver in hand, I'm just going to try to pipe it down the middle. Just aiming down the middle and trying to put it down the middle. Easy day. Let's give it a rip and see what we can do. All right, ladies and gents, and here we are heading off to the ninth hole. And of course, the final hole for this first part of this two-part series out here at Heritage Eagle Bend Golf Club in Aurora, Colorado. Thank you guys so much for watching with us today. And again, if you're liking that content, smash that subscribe button. 10 more, and we're giving away another hat. And we're going to give another hat away every 100 subscribers thereafter until we hit 1,000. So, yep, you know we love you, company. And I want to give stuff away to people. But, yep, 10 more people. That's it, as I'm recording this day. So if you see this a long time from now, well, I might have already done it. But hit that subscribe button anyway, because I'm just going to keep giving more stuff away. So, either way, you're going to have a chance to win some stuff. So this hole here, just 314 yards, but it's pretty much uphill all the way. It tips out at 385. And the biggest trouble that you've got on this hole is that giant bunker complex that sort of slices the hole in half diagonally from low left to high right. And yeah, it sort of bisects that fairway, makes it so that you've got a low side fairway and a high side fairway. Obviously, if you can get up on the high side fairway, that's where you want to be, although that obviously requires a bit longer of a drive. But nothing wrong with that low side fairway either. You're just going to have an uphill shot for your next one as well to get up on the green that's on a plateau anyway. So, yeah, what am I going to do? I'm kind of playing fades right now anyway. Like I said, still guarding the left side of my back that's still recovering there, my upper back. So, I'm going to let it happen here. I'm just going to aim to the left side of that giant bunker complex I was just talking about, and let that ball do its thing and hit that fade. See if I can get the distance just right to drop it down in that short stuff. So let's give it a rip and see what we can do.